Hi guys, let's here coming with another bookish review. So this video is about Kandi Steiner's book called Illegal Formation. So this is the cover here, and so this book was number 6 of 6 in the Red Zone Rivals book. The one that just came out, this one here that I showed you, that is the special edition. So this book is Braden and Emily's story. Braden is a football player. Emily is a cheerleader. So Emily isn't typically what you would see as a cheerleader. She is, she's got tattoos and stuff, and, she's, maybe slightly different looks than a lot of the other cheerleaders would be. And she's also a bit older than some of the other cheerleaders. And she's got some kind of insecurities and worries that she's going to be taken off the team. And also, from the moment she meets Braden, she has an attraction for him. And Braden has an attraction to Emily right away. Now, with the organization they're part of, they have a no fraternization policy. And so both of them are kind of afraid to go out with the other. Now, fast forward a little bit, Emily goes shopping for a new car with Braden, and then also to go fast forward a little bit more, one day, unexpectedly, Emily ends up seeing her parents in the stands, during the game. She didn't always, keep in touch with her parents, and also a lot of the times, she felt like they were disappointed in her. However, when she has a conversation with her mom and dad, she clears that completely, and she ends up realizing really how they really felt, and that they were never disappointed in her. In a lot of ways, her parents kind of wish that they could be going the route that Emily did, and traveling and seeing the world and being more independent and just doing their own thing, right? So that wasn't what happened with them, and they kind of felt jealous in a lot of ways too. Now, fast forward a little bit more. During that day when Emily ended up seeing her parents in the stands, and she kind of got a bit thrown, and then she ended up going down on her wrist, kind of in a bad way. She ended up breaking her wrist, and she ended up, having to be off for a while, not taking part in practices or anything. And, so it ended up, though, that Braden took it upon himself to try to be someone who could be there for Emily and to try to help her out. And eventually, over that time, when he was helping her out and she was trying to recover and heal, they ended up falling for each other little by little. And both of them were trying to tell each other and tell their friends that they weren't into each other like that, and that they, that they were just friends. However, they came to realize over time that no, there was something more than they were thinking. They really loved them, or like they really cared about each other. And so it comes to fruition that Braden ends up talking to his friends, and Emily talks to her friends, and also to another cheerleader who was a male cheerleader who was actually having a kind of thing in secret as well with another football player. They ended up going to the management, and they were like, hey, this is happening. We love each other, and you can't stop us. And so, though, when they did come to the management kind of said, the anti-fraternization is in place, but that's only for, when you're not serious, when you're just fooling around, when you're not, like, in it for real, like, in it for the long term, in it for the long haul. So they really had nothing to worry about. They could have come, if they came to management earlier, things would have been a lot smoother. But as well, Braden's family situation, he had a sister who was ill and who was medically fragile, and that kind of thing. And Emily, when Braden's sister ended up in the hospital and was on life support, or was on a breathing machine, Emily went there to support him, and even though he didn't ask her to come and be there for him and his family, she did. She came and she showed how much she cared and that kind of thing. So, but this book was really great. I loved the connections that the other cheerleaders had together. I loved the connections that the other football players had together, and it was like their chosen family. And you see how strong their relationships were with each other. So even if they were having struggles with their own families, with each other, they were tight, like they were like that. And they could always depend on each other. And so also too, Emily decided after the current season, she didn't know if she wanted to cheer again, but it ended up that they had an opportunity for her that she wouldn't need to leave the job, but it would change a little bit. And so it ended up being a great resolution, and I would highly recommend this book to others. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this book if you read it as well. And let me know in the comments as well your favorite Kandi Steiner book. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, take care. Bye, guys.